Yeah, what's going on, good people? What's happening? It is the BOTB live show. I am Jay Walker the third. That's my partner, my brother, my drinking partner, Carolina Dirt 803. What's happening with you?
Hey, shit, it's Hummmpday. Happy I'll tap in. We back at it. I got my cup. I got my shot. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I just got a cup today, so we're gonna get it in like we normally do. We'd like to bring to y'all at the bottom of the screen, Mr. Ali Snoopy Hicks of Area 57. Area 57 fashion, clothing, just Area 57.
It's Area 57.
That's it. Well, look, welcome to the show. This is Bar BOTB, man. We just like to have an open dialogue, open conversation, man, about what's going on in the world. Some shit gonna be trivial, some shit gonna be real life type shit, and I'm gonna get into one of those things in a second. But how you doing this evening, brother?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. You know, I'm not drinking, but I'm gonna have some water with y'all fellas. Now I'm gonna smoke while y'all drink.
Man,
We're gonna
look,
balance. We're gonna balance this thing out tonight.
Absolutely, as we should. As we should. So we might as well get right to it, man. We got this thing that we do called First Call, aka the Six Pack. It is a quick rapid fire session, not quite rapid, just kind of how I go, but it's 6 random questions. I got 3, my brother got 3, and you just respond how you respond. Kind of like a little icebreaker, let people get to know a little bit about you without letting all your skeletons out. You feel me?
Got you.
All right, all right. You being a transplant from up top, New York to SC, what's the one thing you miss about New York? And what's the one thing that you came to enjoy in SC?
The thing I think I probably miss the most about New York is the food diversity. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, you could just get any cuisine from any part of the world in New York, no matter
in a
what.
small radius.
Yeah, in a small radius. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you gotta travel or anything like that. Like, you know, it's right there. It's like somebody got it. You just gotta probably know where it's at, but somebody got it. That's like the biggest thing. For the South, I guess the space. You know, we not cramped. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you get a bang for your buck. You know what I'm saying? I think the biggest thing that I'll tell you like this. The biggest thing I love about South Carolina is there's no lifestyle to live. There's no keeping up with the Joneses. You make your Joneses to keep up with if you choose to, but there's nothing saying that you have to have this or be doing that to define your life as making it as being in New York or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? A dude in a Honda can pull the same chick that a nigga in the Benz can out here, per se. You know what I'm saying? Depending on where your game is and all that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be that dude that have a section every time and you know what I'm saying? And be popping mad bottles to get all the chicks. You could just be the life of the party or just have some personality and get on through. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's like the biggest thing that I like about down here. It's just really open.
That's what's up. That's a dope perspective. Dope perspective. Yeah. Struggle meals. I do struggle meals a lot. Let's not do struggle meals. Let's go.
Oh, we could do that.
No. Okay, struggle meals. No matter how much money you get, no matter how lavish your life is, what's that one thing that in a pinch you will always do?
You're going to laugh your ass off. Make a setup.
Okay, so explain to the people that's not familiar with that type of cuisine what a setup is.
Well, a setup is a Southern penitentiary delicacy, depending on what you make. Is several ways or several things that you can add in and take away from it. For me, if I want to feel poor rich, it's going to be salmon. So you take the salmon, rice, noodles, you know what I'm saying, some seasoning, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You can mix it all together. You can cook it separate, some onions, green peppers, you know what I mean? Heat it off, put the soup inside of it, let the soup boil off into the meat, you know what I'm saying? Let it boil out, throw it on the rice, and boy, listen, you ain't gonna eat it all.
Right. I can dig that. Salmon and rice is just to be basic. Salmon and rice are just one of the most fulfilling things you can do, cuz. You feel me? And I'm not talking about salmon flank or salmon steak. I'm talking about canned motherfucking salmon and rice.
Yeah,
You feel me?
I'm here canned salmon. Talking about drain the juice off, pick the bones out, you know what I'm saying? And I'm throwing that in the pot, throwing some onions in there, you know what I mean? A little bit of water, get that thing bubbling, you know what I'm saying? Seasoning, hot sauce, gotta have, you know what I'm saying? Some red hot peppers in there a little bit to give it that little kick to it. And then for me, I'll add some tuna into it just to stretch it out.
Okay. Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. My last question.
Yeah.
What automobile did you own or have access to that got you in the most trouble?
Ooh. I said Saline Mustang.
Mm.
Yeah, I had one in '92.
Yeah, it's not the kind of car that even gives you the feeling that you could drive slow.
And here's the shit. I caught a ticket doing like 170 coming back from Florence. Like, bro, by the time I even seen the police lights was chasing me, bro, it was just like, yo, listen.
Did you make
Just
him
pull
work?
over.
Did you make him work or you gave up?
Yeah, he doing
I mean,
170. He was already working.
bro, because I shot by him like that, and then probably like after like 3 minutes, because like I said, I'm not looking in the rear view because I'm keeping my, I'm flashing high beams, telling niggas get out the way, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm coming through that fast. So when I did peep, and bro, this dude probably like about 4 or 5 miles back, I just see the lights just flickering in the background. But then when I realized and focused up front, I seen 2 more set of lights on each side. So I already knew these niggas had the spikes out. So I ain't even about to tear the car up. So I just, you know what I'm saying? That's when I pulled over. But the funny thing was, they was more amazed with the car than,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, we should take you to jail, but this shit here is like.
We had a cousin that had one of them saline cars. My brother got to drive it. I ain't fuck with it because I already know what time it is.
Yep, I had the vert one with the roll bar. That thing was.
Yeah, that's crazy. My pops always say, you can outrun the cop. You can't outrun the radio.
Nah, you can't.
But that's my 3.
Okay.
What's more monumental in the black community? The street light or the light over the stove?
Street light.
That light over the stove, that one get acknowledged a lot, but yeah, that street light serious.
I mean, that light over the stove was one of them things like, all right, kitchen clothes type of shit for me. You know what I'm saying? That street light was like ass whipping or no ass whipping, bro. I don't give a fuck about stove being closed. Like, I'm cool with that, but ass whipping or no ass whipping, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was a different. You gotta understand.
Street light taught you shit.
Yeah, and I mean, you gotta understand. You heard a different voice when your parents told you beat the street lights on. Like, bro, that shit just wasn't. All right, now you make it in before the street lights. No, it's like, yo, all right, yo, don't play with me.
even if you out of order and you way out of jurisdiction, you can hear your mom or your pop, your caretaker saying, "Where the fuck you at?"
Bro, let me tell you, right? I'm gonna tell you a funny story on that shit, right? I tried my dad one time when I was in New York, right? So I'm out past street lights coming on. So, but I'm out and about, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not just on one block. I'm really just kind of making my rotations. So I come back to the side block to my block and I'm like, yo, what's up? They're like, yo, bro, your dad just came through with a 2x4. What? Like, and niggas got jokes. Boy, your dad was like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga was like, oh, I was like, oh, listen, I beat that nigga to the crib. Like, bro, where you been at? Matter of fact, I seen you walk across the street. Like, I hit him with
That's crazy. But it's real.
Like, but I mean, so yeah, that's why that street light played that for me.
All right. Jewelry, the necklace, the bracelet, or the watch.
The ring.
The ring. Oh, okay.
The pinky rings are the most significant things there is.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like jewelry is cool, but you can take off the chains and wear a watch. You'll get, if people are into watches, they'll acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? You could take off the watch and put on the chains. If people are into the chains, they'll acknowledge it. But for most people, that pinky ring, if you got something huge on your pinkies,
it's like, always gonna notice that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh God, like damn, that's nice.
Okay. My last one, your favorite gangster flick of all time.
Ooh.
It ain't gotta be of all time because that's hard. It's a lot of them out there.
I mean, no. All right, so with that, it would have to be like a category. When we say gangster, are we talking like street gangster, ethics of gangsters? Like,
give me one of each real quick, just because I did make it real broad.
All right, so I would say, let me see. On some gangster shit, Belly would definitely be in there. You know what I'm saying? That's an all-time favorite. What is it? The Warriors.
You gonna say that? It was in my head.
Warriors is definitely that. Then it would be a toss-up between Colors or American Me.
All four of those. Y'all go watch all four of those, but I'm gonna put Warriors at number one, especially if you young.
And in the gangs. If you're young and into gangs, you need to watch the Warriors.
If you're young and into period, you should watch it. Because in this culture, there's so many samples, there's so many lines from this movie that's iconic that I bet you didn't know it came from that movie. Y'all check out Warriors, cuz.
Now that one, and what was it? The story of Sonny Carson, the shit before the Warriors. Yeah, like there's a lot of lines from that, especially Wu used to kill they whole joint. You know what I'm saying? But though,
I like Warriors. Go ahead. I like Warriors just for even back then. They just show the diversity between ethnic groups and the sections of New York. But mentally, you can see sections. It don't matter if you're in New York or Louisiana. If you watch the movie, you can identify with one gang that is represented in there in some type of way. So that's one reason. And the mission, because everybody's been on a mission one night to get out somebody's hood. I don't care where you at. You done did something. And whether it's the country hood, the up north hood, the west coast hood, you did something one night. I don't care if you went through one hood to another. You went through something that resembled that movie.
And it was the fringe groups.
Yeah.
It was the LGBTQ gangs. It was the biker gangs. It was the baseball. Like everybody was represented. You feel me? Instead of it just being okay, we're gonna jump you into this set for this color, this set for this color, and everybody is a different variation of the same thing. Them niggas had all kinds of just whatever group of motherfuckers it was.
See what it was with that, you know what I'm saying? It was the fact that all of those type of groups were in sections of New York.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, let's just say the LGBT, right? Like if you go into certain parts of Manhattan, that's where they thrive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So the same thing. But the biggest thing was with it, it was the fact that no matter what your ethnicity was, who you were around based off who you had to be with. So it was just like, if you noticed, there was a white boy in the Warriors. There was a couple of white boys, blacks. You know what I'm saying? White boys listening to a black war chief. You know what I'm saying? And then they had a black structure. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like almost an Afrocentric structure. You know what I'm saying? But it was like mad white boys.
Yeah.
And Native American and the Warriors was diverse for real.
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans and Dominicans too, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was in there.
They was the only ones that was culturally across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Nah, that's one of my favorite movies. Also, Carlito's Way. I don't believe Carlito's Way get enough credit.
Okay, I gotta ask you a question, right?
I like the second one too, though, The Rise. I like the prequel too.
Like, yo, do you think, you know what I'm saying? Like, the biggest thing about Carlito's Way is Carlito broke his own rules.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And his biggest rule that he broke was he didn't kill Blanca.
For sure. Blanca was supposed to go. He was supposed to go. He had to know that was coming back.
I mean, you got to understand. You got to think about it. See, this is the thing, the difference between warriors and generals. You know what I'm saying? Generals read and understand. You know what I'm saying? A general that understood that he got to crush his enemy. A warrior.
He thought he could get out of there. He was hoping against hope he could get up out of there.
See, because a warrior is only happy with his victory. A general is happy with winning the war.
That's crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy you say that just because the way Scarface fell out. I mean, the whole thing between that and what you're saying about the general and all that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Al Pacino always played a gangster role. I always feel like he always played memorable roles. There's some actors that can do it and some that can't. But he's been doing it so long, no matter what you think he does, he could do a love movie right now, and you'll find a way to make Al Pacino gangster.
Oh yeah,
it's that voice. It's the gravel.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the only white boy that could actually just pick up on any type of culture and really get in tune. I mean, think about it. He's a true white boy playing a Spanish dude.
Right. Right.
You feel me? Like, this is really be honest. Like, and he played, bro. He's so convincing. The movie's iconic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not just iconic for blacks. It's iconic for everybody.
For everybody. Yeah. Because you gonna be hard pressed to find a motherfucker that ain't seen Scarface.
I mean, think about it. All the movies we named has never came on regular TV but Scarface.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, real talk. You know, we come from a different time because, like, the USA Network played all that French shit.
I mean, yeah, now they do, but I mean, you gotta realize though, when I say regular TV, I don't mean cable. I mean, Scarface has been on Fox, NBC.
Right. Indeed.
You understand what I'm saying?
For sure. We ain't gonna take up all the time on the movies because that's just something that me and my brother, movies, music, the arts in general, we about that shit. I do want to get into some news shit, man. You know, we be looking at the world, man, and I would be remiss if I didn't take this as a time to display an example for the people that don't believe in white privilege. A lot of those people don't believe in it. So if they make their way on this podcast, this is us, a focus group on how white privilege works. So hold tight for me.
Who is under scrutiny tonight after ignoring a traffic stop. The incident was captured on police body camera. DA Sandra Dorley. Who is under scrutiny tonight after ignoring a traffic stop. The incident was captured on police body camera video. DA Sandra Dorley is seen having a tense exchange with a police officer. Local leaders are demanding an investigation and what the DA is saying tonight about that encounter. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
Tonight, growing calls to investigate this New York State district attorney.
Get out of my house.
Stunning police body camera footage obtained by our affiliate WHAM showing Monroe County DA Sandra Dorley moments after authorities say she refused to pull over for a traffic stop last week, instead driving home. The officer following Dorley less than a mile to her garage, confronting her.
What is the reason you're so against what I'm doing? I'm doing my job. You say you're a DA?
I am the DA.
Okay.
Okay, let me get you my badge. I am the DA of Monroe County.
Dorley admitting she was speeding.
I was going 55 coming home from work.
55 and a 35.
I don't really care.
Claiming she did not hear the sirens and didn't stop because of other cars, appearing to use her position of power to intimidate the responding officer.
I understand the law better than you.
At one point, she even appears to call the police chief.
35, I'm Phillips Road.
To leave me alone.
Can you stay over here, ma'am? This is a
I'm
traffic.
not
This is
staying
a
over
legal
here.
traffic stop.
Eventually telling the officer to write her a ticket
I'm the one who prosecutes it, okay? Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead.
and ultimately apologizing.
So, in a time where a motherfucker can't reach for their wallet, have a cell phone on them, me not really breaking the law. This lady gets to get out of her car, talk shit to the police, tell them what they not gonna do, tell them what to do, and also on camera say that she's gonna resolve the shit herself anyway.
I mean,
that's my response.
I mean, technically, I mean, she's right. She's the head DA. She's going to handle that. Now, how she handled it, yeah, she was out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, for her power, or what she considered her power, you know what I'm saying? You can only imagine that that's a police that never had to deal with her. You know what I'm saying? So obviously you never had no cases or nothing like that that kind of went through her hands and had to deal with her one-on-one. So usually what happens is she would have got pulled over or recognized by somebody that she deals with. That's why she was so adamant about that. You know what I'm saying? That's not your first rodeo. You know what I'm saying? That was your first rodeo with that person, which probably was a rookie or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then went from there. So, I mean, you got to think about it. You are the one that prosecutes. So at the end of the day, you feel like you are really a hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's like you pulling over the king. What are you doing, peasant? You know what I'm saying? Like, now, yeah. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? And then she's not even thinking body cam, any of that nature, because at the end of the day, he probably was the one who ended up taking it to the news. Because if she got the chief or the sheriff number in her phone, that shit was going to get, you're going to get recommended and wrote up.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he got smart and tried to save his job, which he probably going to lose anyway, and sent it to the news. Because you done broke the code of police.
And that footage would have got lost if it wasn't for. I think it would have got lost. Any other, if you about 5 years ago, that footage would have never came.
He downloaded that content off his body cam and sent that shit to the police
immediately.
Exactly, bro. Because he already knew he got chewed out. They ain't say what his fate was.
And they have
never hear.
And they have.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, then. That nigga, he probably cleaning up police horse shit right now in the stable.
He said, "No, you can't ride the horse, but you can follow that motherfucker on his bicycle."
That nigga on parade duty.
Who that nigga on that nag?
What?
Shit just.
I mean, it's crazy. But then you gotta look at her job. Like, I gotta play devil's advocate on that. Like, that ain't white privilege, nigga. That's job privilege.
Yeah, that's job privilege. Like she said, I'm the one that prosecutes.
She's the DA.
Yeah.
Bro, listen, you gotta understand. If you ever been in a courtroom, bro, that lead D, bro, you're walking lightly. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. No, man. You trying to make sure you having a good day, ma'am? So you gotta understand. Whatever she says to that judge, or whatever she recommends to her prosecutor to say that, bro, the judge go on for it.
For sure. I can dig it. I don't. For somebody in her job, wouldn't it have been just as easy to roll her window down like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do what you think you're about to do?
Not only that,
I would have even respected that more than fuck the police, flee the scene, get out, curse a motherfucker out, all that shit.
I was motivated mine. Why didn't she just shut the fuck up, remain silent? So you could have still made the phone call.
Right.
Because obviously that cop wasn't aggressive. If she said, I'm going to make a phone call, that cop let her do all this whim wham shit, she should have just shut the fuck up and made the phone call. Because anybody else.
Listen, he didn't realize he stepped in over his head until she got out that car.
Oh, yeah, true. That's true.
But you got to understand, for all of that, because think about how humble he was in that conversation. Right? Now, he was humble in that conversation. He was very humble. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, ma'am, what do you expect me to do? Because now, for him, he's trying to justify, I went all of this way. You understand what I'm saying? So as a newcomer, a rookie, not understanding that this shit is going to get washed off anyway, you looking at, I got all this footage on the camera. My body cam is on now. I just can't walk away.
But now he kind of put himself in that predicament because I done seen cops run up on people, run the tag, and turn the lights off and keep going. He probably done ran that tag. Now the fact that what she said, less than a mile from the house,
right?
Cop Carter doing. So he probably ran that tag within that time.
He probably was trying to be funny and went in over his head. Didn't realize what was.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what,
again, this is
Andy driving the car. You know she got
this is a different perspective because I hadn't thought about that until just then. You feel me?
But even still, win the case.
If you represent the law, if you want people to believe in the structure of the government, she didn't do shit to help the case.
No, she did.
No, but she ain't gonna have a case.
But she ain't gonna have a case. She got the court of public opinion because they on her ass. The public is on her ass.
You gotta understand, bro. There is no law for the people who enforce the law.
Yeah, that's motivated mind. C Hess, what up though? He is one of our go-tos in the way of all things law and order. He's one of my go-tos anyway.
Okay.
Then you got the Terry Hughes situation. Terry Hughes, if you hadn't heard, if you've been under a rock somewhere, especially if you in this region of the country, in Charlotte, North Carolina, that was serving a felony warrant for a bunch of let me think of my best YT verbiage. Bull malarkey for a felony warrant from I think they said 2001, being in possession of a firearm. They went to go serve this warrant. I don't know how many people went to go serve the warrant. I believe they said it was 3. And for 3 people to serve the warrant, 10 officers of some type of agency were shot and 4 were killed. This man had a AR and he had a 40 cal, and I think he had one other weapon. So it's a terrible scene. Me and Snoop was talking before the show, and he gave me again some more perspective on the situation. I will maintain, it's unfortunate for the loss of life. But as he brought to my attention, you sign up for a job, your job ain't gonna be easy every day. Sometimes it's gonna be tragic. And that's kind of what happened for the families of those officers. Those officers knew damn well what they was getting into. But after researching and doing some reading on the subject, it just seemed like that was a lot of show of force to serve a warrant for some old shit. You feel me? So who knows what set this man off? We may never know. He did lose his life in the interaction. Ultimately, there were 2 other people in the house, 2 women. They're trying to figure out if those women were actively assisting him in the carnage. What y'all think, man? I'm gonna go to you first, Carolina.
Shit. I kind of feel like you were saying they knew they were getting into, but then again, you never know what somebody has. Now, were they investigating to figure out where he's at, what he had? They don't know what he got in the house. They don't know how he's gonna act. But the way it sounded like he was ready to go to the upper room.
The motivated mindset. He wasn't going back to jail. That's what got there.
He know that. Back to jail. He was not going back to jail. He knew what it was when they showed up. When they knocked on the door, he probably knew before they got there. He probably saw them jump out the car. Everybody got a door camera. Everybody got a cell phone. He probably been getting phone calls. He was ready. Once again, sorry for anybody lose their life, and sorry for the families of that have people that lost. But with the way law enforcement has been on social media the last couple of years in a negative light, there's many people when you go through these videos that say that law enforcement deserves some kind of get back. I'm not saying this is it. I'm just saying there's a lot of people just tired, and the people that are tired are the people that's ready to go to the upper room, and they say it. Like I said, condolences out to the family of the officers, because they might have been good men. We don't even know if they were good men or not. They might have been good men, but like you said, you signed up for it. Ain't nobody told you had to be a police officer, even though we need them. I ain't gonna lie, we need them. Ain't nobody said you had to be a police officer. So you signed up for it. You know what it was. Condolences. Like I don't know what else to say after that.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't a whole lot to say. What I will say before I let you go in on it, Snoop, is I be looking at, I do a lot of shit on the internet. I be following up stories, just looking at perspective. I do a lot of podcasts. And one thing that was brought up, man, they talk about this felony gun possession shit. Constitution is written for the people of the country, right? They say you have the right to bear arms. They don't say you have the right to bear arms if, or, you know what I'm saying? All this time I've been living in life, I just assumed because he was a felon and they say you can't have a firearm, that that's what it is. But the Constitution thing kind of triggered me a little bit. They say in Texas, you have the right to bear arms no matter what, felon or not. You have the right to have a weapon in your home to protect yourself. So could this shit have been avoided if you just left that man the fuck alone?
A lot of things could have been avoided. If you think about it, they could have caught that man going to the store. Once he was in his domicile and you don't know what's in there, you could have waited for that man to go to the gas station. He had to leave that house sooner or later. I mean, they sit on house all the time. They trail people for 5 days, for a week, for a month. To think he was a violent criminal, you could have waited for him to get to the street curb for whatever reason and tackle his ass.
But that's the thing. None of his charges had him in I think they had a breaking and entering. Everything else was possession of a weapon, possession of marijuana. Not anything where he just out acting a goddamn fool. You feel me?
This economy fucked up. People are snapping. You saying people homeless out here these days?
I'm almost one of them motherfuckers. What you talking about?
Shit, I'm about to move in with you.
Now listen, right? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, right?
Okay.
This is my outlook on it now, right? That warrant that they went to serve, it plays a lot of things into the scenario, because now they didn't look at him as being violent, period, because of the simple fact that they only sent 3 police. Now we got to look at how did y'all come to the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Because now if y'all want to come pre-police gear, y'all in plain clothes with guns, and I look on the ring camera and now look at his charges: burglary, you know what I'm saying, weed, stuff of this nature. So we don't know if he done hit a lick recently. We don't know if he been hustling out the crib recently. You know what I'm saying? So now he looking at it as, okay, these niggas is coming for me. You know what I'm saying? Because now being a part of that life, you know what I'm saying, when somebody knock at the door, you might not look at it particularly as in, okay, that is the police. These niggas is playing.
Yeah.
The thing about it, if they coming like that, they ain't technically coming with no blue lights blazing and all that other shit. They coming on some trying to sneak up on you.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So now you don't see no blue lights, but these niggas banging on the door talking about police. Bro, I'm letting them have it.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? So it might not even be a thing of, okay, he was ready to snap. He was ready. No, how y'all came to that door was crazy. And we understand how police move. They move with authority because they feel like they are that authority. So now if you come in, it's 5 a.m. and boom, police. And I look at the ring, nigga, I don't see no lights. But I see y'all dark shadows and, you know what I'm saying, a couple of y'all niggas got on face, man. I'm coming to the door with that shit.
Yeah, you seen that one? It was a while back. I can't remember where they was at. Where the dude was asleep and the cops kicked in the door, but they didn't announce themselves. But he had a gun on the coffee table, and he didn't reach for the gun, but he was startled because y'all kicked in the man's door, and they killed that man and called it justified.
Yeah, Minnesota. I can't remember the brother's name.
Because
I remember that.
They give them that authority of no knock warrants. But see, here's the thing. With a no knock warrant, see, they stopped this too. They supposed to do the flash grenades, but the flash grenades is legal to be thrown inside of houses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how that go. You know what I'm saying? But like they supposed to stop that no knock warrants.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of instances where once again you can catch a motherfucker, as they say, lacking off the milo. Like you can catch them off guard and not in a place where because you don't
they
know
gonna hurt people.
But that's why I say that's if you kill them no knock warrants and them warrants like that, then yeah.
But then you have the Dylan Roof shit. The motherfuckers talk that, you know, they got him security guard up with a bulletproof vest, and they asked him if he want Burger King and acting all nice. But I want you. A lot of them be on a power trip, and a lot of them, I ain't gonna say a lot of them because I don't know. But it's like anybody, you know, 10 years from now, you want to tell that story. Some people, there's officers that just want to tell that story. Well, I did this, I did that. I mean, there's people in the military the same way. Well, you didn't go to Vietnam, or you didn't go to Iraq, you didn't do this, so they don't feel validated to a certain level. And it can be the same. It can be the same thing on the police force. I'm not saying it because I don't know nobody on the police force, but the police force and military, I ain't gonna say they are far apart, but they have a lot of similarities. And that's one thing in the military. Like if you didn't do certain shit, they don't feel like some people don't feel like you justified as certain type of soldier or not. And I mean, it could be the same thing.
It's like any job in America, because everybody in the NBA don't want to be LeBron.
Yeah, everybody don't. I don't.
Let me ask you a question.
Everybody in the NFL don't want to be Jerry Rice. You got Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon said, I made enough money to smoke this reefer. I'm good.
Weed all day and sell cars.
But yo, let me ask y'all, how old are y'all in the age groups? Like, well, y'all in your 40s, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, so check this out. I'm gonna elaborate on what you just said about the military, right? When we was kids, right? Veteran Day was for who? War veterans.
Yeah.
Not anybody who served. Now listen, for the people who's watching this, if you're in the military, I appreciate your services. I'm just stating a fact. You can go back and you can look at this. All of the parades that you've seen in the 80s and the early 90s was always war veterans in the parades. They never had just people who served in the military.
Because they said war veterans. They always said war veterans.
Now it's veterans, period.
Yeah. I'm a veteran. I was blessed. I never had to deal with no combat situations. There's plenty of motherfuckers that did. You know what I'm saying? We talked about this episode ago or so ago about the validation thing is, you know, you might serve in the military and you might be in a situation like myself where you don't have to deal with combat, right? But you come home, you fucked up, your back bad, your feet bad because of all the training you did, and a motherfucker saying go to the VA and get your benefits, and in your head you like, well shit, I got a partner, that motherfucker ain't got no leg. You feel me? So you feel like you don't deserve it. You got police out there that go do a police job. They go do the job that they wanted to do. And then, like you said, you got that commando motherfucker. You feel me? So, like you said, that was one of my first things is, what was the approach, cuz? What was the approach when they went to go serve this warrant to that man? Because clearly, he wasn't with the shit.
I mean, like Snoop said, man, if you come aggressive, and once again, he already said, he proved that he was ready to lead this earth. But if you come aggressive, he's gonna match your aggressiveness.
For sure.
And I don't know, but I saw this thing where cops are meant to be aggressive to show force. That's why a lot of times it's more than one, because they're trying to show some type of force. A lot of them have a lot of equipment on. It's some type of force they're trying to show you to hopefully you back down. And there's a lot of people, but this economy is fucked up. They're not ready to back down. They already lost. Some people already lost everything anyway. Or some people out here, like you said, in the streets, and they had a good job, but now they're in the streets for a certain reason. Or they're in the streets trying to get a good. People are tripping these days. The drugs don't help. Drugs, not weed. Drugs don't help. But with the economy fucked up, if he got a record, he can't get a good job or a job he really, really wanted, and he out here just scratching survive.
He got a warrant. He can't get a job.
Yeah, he can't.
Come on, keep it funky. He got a warrant. He got a warrant. He can't get a job. So now you got to deal with the police. So you trying to stay low key. So you in the crib, but you got to still get your money. So you getting money out of the house. You know what I'm saying? Now you might be getting quietly money. You might be dealing with people you know, but you already know people talk. So it might not be somebody that you necessarily know just on some set you up shit, but they could have just been bragging on you.
Right. And then you got people, it is like you said, it's that fine line between desperation and need. You got motherfuckers that commit crimes. Everybody that committed crime ain't a criminal. You feel me?
Like
it's
what everybody say. If it's between you eating and my kids eating, I'm gonna try to make sure my kids eat.
I mean, yeah, and I really don't think that he was really on some die hard shit.
I don't think so.
I really feel like he was protecting what he felt like was his, and that was that.
Man, I got a quick story real quick. This happened Halloween. Not early 2000, probably like 010 mid, but this dude.
Go ahead. You said 010.
Oh, damn. 2010. I used to go to car shows and shit, so I never knew this dude, but I used to remember the car being at a car show. So it was a Halloween. You probably can look this shit up.
Buddy from Sumter. I know exactly what you're talking about.
My man was saying, so basically what happened was they did something to his mom. From the story I heard, they had robbed his mom or something previously, and they said,
"Yeah, I heard about
come to get your son." And when they knocked on the door, he just let off, but it was actually a trick-or-treater.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he tried to plead insanity, but just like you said, if somebody come knock on your door and you not ready for that, you don't know they coming, you ain't got no ring camera, you ain't got nothing. Somebody just knocking on your door aggressively. And trick-or-treaters do it all the time. They knock aggressively, but you know a cops, you know that boom, 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 boom is either law enforcement or somebody trying to kick in your door for some reason.
You don't know that because you done cursed out a motherfucker for knocking on your door too hard.
Like that, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. So it's not even like they coming with a familiar knock or nothing like that. Yeah. Like my man out here in Colombia. This was probably around the same time too, maybe a little bit. Or no, this was probably like around 2007, 2006, 2007. My man, police served a warrant, no knock warrant, kicked the door in. Yo, he got the AR on his lap because he's serving out the crib. You know what I'm saying? So first one through the door got it. You know what I'm saying? Luckily he ain't kill him and they ain't kill him, but you know what I'm saying? He got time, but it was kind of justifiable. Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't signed no gun act yet. This is his first charge, so it's like, what you want me to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'm here, like, you know what I'm saying? And these people just kick my door in and charging in.
And that's crazy because these law enforcement, court, judges, attorneys, everybody. If somebody kicking their door, they ready to shoot.
I mean, yeah, but you gotta understand, they don't see. We're looked at as savages.
Yeah, definitely savage.
We're not. See, they're in their training, in their courses. You know what I'm saying? This is how we're looked at. Even the blacks are told this.
We stronger.
You know,
the shit that might hurt somebody else don't hurt black folks.
You know what I'm saying? So now it is just, you know what I'm saying? So now you got to look at it like that. We are automatically told that we are the enemy. So with it being said that we are automatically the enemy, then you got to look at it. That's how they're going to look at it. So it's not going to be looked at as, okay, you know what I'm saying? These are savages. So you got to send them like this.
It's crazy because all the senseless violence they see in the streets, there's senseless violence in which encourage them. And it's like, they want to sweep their shit under the rug and say it's just part of the job and, you know, it's our mistake. But nah, that your mistake represents us more than John down there killing Brian on some street shit. Because you gotta think there's people in India, there's people in Kuwait who looking at us like, I know why y'all killing each other. Like, we kill each other over here for a reason, from our point of view, for a reason. Y'all just out to kill him.
What's crazier than that is how everything is set to such a high sensitivity when you're dealing with a male black. The amount of videos I've seen where they dealing with goddamn Chet Orenthal that they pulled over and they going back and forth with Chet, and then Chet pull out a gun and open fire on them. I don't see, you know what I'm saying, a lot of videos. I've definitely seen black folks open fire on the police. Don't get it twisted. But the difference is how much you allow certain motherfuckers to get their shit off.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? They'll kill us and be like, my bad.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that be the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because that's what they've been doing. So it don't mean shit to them.
Exactly.
You know, this been since slavery.
You
know what I'm saying? So how can you expect something to be corrected when this has been done since we stepped on this side of the fucking, you know what I'm saying, on this side of the earth, you know what I mean? So once that happens, like, bro, that's just been that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, they going to keep their system systematic.
Their system is a business too.
I mean, yeah, and you got to understand, you can't have codes and it not go all the way down. So now at the end of the day, if the police is the bottom on the totem pole, but that's the structure that holds the rest of this pinnacle up, then you got to protect them too, to a certain extent.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because you were teaching them how to patrol, how to do this, how to do that. You know what I'm saying? And whether they black, white, Spanish, or whatever, this is what they're told and desensitized to be able to patrol their community.
Right.
So now, once again, like I said to you earlier, one thing about this government, you know what I'm saying, they do not mind sacrificing their own on any level, from the common person to a hierarchy. You don't do what needs to be done, bro. You on the chopping block.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So now, you know what I'm saying, if we got to keep the police in order, you know what I'm saying, or keep the police to be able to keep order, then yeah, we're going to let shit slide. Because now you got to think about it like this. If we let shit slide and you know it, now how much aggression are you going to have? Because you know you're just going to be another statistic if it goes down.
It's crazy because they preach accountability into the streets. When these cops go into these schools and talking to these kids and these neighborhood events, they're talking about accountability. But the same thing when we as people look for accountability when they mess up, it's not shown. So
but you know, I don't even think that no more. Like, we grew up with motherfuckers with police coming to, not resource officers. I don't remember having no resource officer. Granted, I graduated in the 90s. I don't remember police being on school campus, but they would come to the school and they would talk and they would be in the community and they'll pull up. You know what I'm saying? It's not that no more. It's them against us, us against them. And I'm not saying us. Yeah, I'm not saying us black people no more. I'm talking about us civilians against black people. Everybody.
They barely want to get out the car. Like around here in Columbia, you rarely, if they walk into the store, walking out the store, that's when you'll catch them. When you just talking about them parlaying in the streets, or you just see them talking to, even them coming out of the store just sitting there talking. You don't even see them sitting talking with nobody. I walked past Richard County today. She was walking out and I was walking in. She held the door for me. I was like, well, thank you. And she's like, all right, thank you. And she walked in. But other than that, like back in the day, as far as even with the kids, seeing them talk to the kids in the community, if it's not an event, they not gonna talk to them.
For sure. Man, look, we was not supposed to spend that much time.
We didn't talk about what he here for.
Right. We weren't supposed to spend that much time, but it's the conversation. And again, the conversation is the start of the show, man. Sometimes it's super light. Sometimes it is just movies and music. Sometimes it is just sports. But you know what I'm saying? Every now and then you got to touch real things and, you know, express that to the people. At least let them know that there is a place for them to have an open dialogue. Snoop, we appreciate your time, but tell us, I know it's late and it feels like it's an afterthought, but tell us about Area 57, man. Let me ask you this. I'll always like to ask business owners this. How old was you? Well, you gave me background, but you frame it how you want to frame it. How old was you when you started your first business?
My first business, I think I was like 8.
Okay, and what was that?
Crazy story. So, if you ever been to New York, you know all the houses got like the steel doors. So, before that happened, the dude was like a door-to-door salesman. So he came to the house to sell my parents a door, and I was there. So, and he, you know, so after he sold the door, he started talking about the referral plan. So he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We'll give you $100 a door for everybody you recommended. So, you know me, I stepped up like, hold on, what you said? He's like, I'll give you $100 for every person you get to buy a door. I said, no problem. I said, yo, I asked my parents, I said, is it cool? You hear this? They said, yeah. So now I went to all of my neighbors, and probably like I lived on an avenue. So I lived on the avenue itself. So it was like side blocks. So from 236 to 232nd on each side of the avenue, I went to everybody's parents that I knew and was like, yo, listen, these little kids is about to start kicking in doors. You need to get this type of door to keep people from getting in. I probably sold almost 1,000 doors in the neighborhood. And when I say 1,000, I mean because front and back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So each house is at least 2 to 3 doors. You know what I'm saying? So my whole neighborhood got them doors because of me.
That's dope, though. Shit, for you to even process that.
No, he snitched on the other kids that really was gonna kick in doors.
I mean, listen. It hadn't happened yet. Nobody told me they was gonna do it, but I just see. My brother was mad smart, so he taught me a lot of shit as kids. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of molded me. So he told me, he was like, "Yo, people bribe, you know what I'm saying, off of fear. They move quicker off of fear." So now I understood that. So being that I understood that, because he taught me that, and that was actually something that he just recently had taught me. So now I took the fear to the people and made them spend the money that they probably didn't even have to get a door.
Well, ultimately, that door might have saved their motherfucking life. Some of them people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely did, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, at that time in the 80s, it was just like, it was still, people were still sleeping with their doors unlocked.
Yeah, but it was changing, and it was changing.
Yeah, it was
quick.
changing, you know what I'm saying? But this was like 83, 82, 83, some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah.
They was ready. They got them doors paid off by the time it got to be an issue.
So fast forward. What's your first business you started in Colombia, and what's, I guess, all your business you done did in Colombia?
Well, the first thing I ever started with was doing movies and CDs. So I kind of got into this whole thing during the bootleg gang, because that's when I came home. I came home from jail in the early 2000s. So after I came home, you know what I'm saying, I ran into some dudes that I was actually locked up with that was already doing that. So I kind of just jumped into that game. So that was really it. My first store, I want to say, was probably 2003 or 4. You know what I'm saying? And then I started doing stores from there. Then I got into real estate. I dealt with trucking for a minute, but that ain't my game. Dump trucks, 18-wheelers, I had all of them, but that ain't it for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a cool game, but you really gotta, if you don't have drivers, it ain't.
Yeah.
And them shits is like unicorns right now to really find people that's really gonna be dedicated to drive, you know what I'm saying? So that's just that. And then you already know what it is. People act different when they working for a black company than they are for a white company. So, you know what I'm saying? So anything I kind of had to have my face on, I didn't really want to do no more. So I got all of those kind of markets I got out of. So right now it's just like the stores and you know, I still play with real estate a lot. And that's really it, dog. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the businesses that I've had out here. Like, for me, real estate is just it.
A lot of people are upset with the real estate right now. A lot of people are unknowledgeable about the real estate right now. It's almost like, we need to bring you back for a real estate episode. But how do you feel about the real estate market as far as right now?
Well, I play a different type of real estate game than most people do. So I'm gonna give your listeners some free game. You know what I'm saying? What I do is I don't really go into the market of trying to flip already done houses or anything of that nature. I'll find houses that don't have a certificate of occupancy. Once that happens, then I'll just build it back up to specs to get the certificate, and then I'm out of it. So my put into the crib is very minimum, but my output of the crib is maximum. And then I really do. So, but I don't do that on every for instance. So let's just say if a house caught on fire, I might go look at it, but I might not mess with it. But then, see, like Louisiana, when the flood happened, I'm still sitting on plots. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll wait for disasters to happen, and then I'll get people who I know that, you know, trust in me or dealt with me before with that, and then I'll get as much money as possible and then just try to go buy as much as possible during a disaster.
Damn, disaster seeker.
But you know what? That's what the powers that be do.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll take it. I might destroy the house or whatever, you know what I'm saying, depending on what happened, you know what I'm saying, but I'll destroy the house and just sit on the plot and then wait for the building plans to come out for what they want to do. So, you know, like in Louisiana, all the projects that they had in them low-income houses is about to be hotels and boardwalk, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of time just really kind of sitting on that and maximizing that and getting bought out.
I wanted to ask before we get out of here, it's a big subject too. When it comes to being an entrepreneur and your friends, whether they are for entrepreneurship or whether they're not against entrepreneurs, or whether they just don't know enough. Like, I think that's the biggest thing, where everybody's out here trying to be an entrepreneur, and there's no knock on that. But everybody can't be an entrepreneur because that means you have no work, you have no employees, for one. For two, people say, well, my friends don't support me. Well, do they? Or do they not? It depends on what you're asking from your friends. Or as a friend, how do I support if I don't have the finance? Or if I had the finances, but they don't need the finance, they need something else, how do I support? So you're all in all with all the people you kick it with as far as getting knowledge from and giving knowledge to. When you're doing your business, like, do you give them a chance up front, or you just run with it, build it, and then let them know about it?
It depends. I mean, some opportunities is not an opportunity to go back and converse with people. You know what I'm saying? Some opportunities you do have to go back and converse with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it all depends on it all depends on what the situation is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then you have to know who you're dealing with. So in that aspect of what you're saying, I'm gonna answer that question like this. You have to know who you're dealing with, because some people can see the vision, some people have to live the vision. You understand what I'm saying? So now the person who sees the vision can invest in you before you get started. The person that wants to live the vision got to see you started and want to jump on. You know what I'm saying? Now, neither one of them is to be taken for granted, because they both going to be a push. But you just got to know who you dealing with and how you dealing with them. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you'll have great people on your side, but then you'll put them in a different category than what they are.
Yeah,
we don't understand. See, it's like I tell my kids and I tell people, the person you tell your business to ain't the person you partying with. The person you partying with is not the person you taking a road trip with. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand the category of people that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because now that person you partying with, you might start telling your business to, oh man, let me tell you, man, I got the same thing. Now you done went from me spilling my fucking beans and getting it off to my shoulder to me listening to you talk about how you done went through this shit 30 years ago.
Yeah. Like
you know what I'm saying?
We were supposed to do this shit. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but then you know what I'm saying? But that same person that you do that to might be the person that's that ride or die. You can tell him I got a problem, and he like, yo, come on, let's go.
Yeah,
so you just, like I said, you just gotta understand the category of how you dealing with, who you dealing with, and how to deal with them.
Yeah, we were supposed to do this shit. DJ Kryptonite in Columbia, I know you heard him on the radio. He told us to do this shit like 10 years ago. We didn't do it. Our cousin had a podcast, we jumped on, then we started running with it. But I got like 5-6 partners that, like you said, they all in their own section as far as this, but they giving me certain motivation, certain finances, certain services. Just like each one of them is giving me something different and the other one's not. And that's what we showed here. Like it's a village of what we're doing. We haven't built an official team. It's them just saying, we appreciate what you're doing and how can we support? And I never said, hey, I need this or that. They like, hey, try this or try that. Like I said, my man Kryptonite went to a award show last year. As soon as we jump out the truck, I'm going there just to experience the award show. As soon as we jump out the truck, Kryptonite like, get with him. You need to get with him. You need to get with. He's telling them to get with me. You need to get with him. And like you can't do nothing but appreciate that. I got a man I don't never talk about. I ain't gonna say his name. Never talk about. He always like, hey, bro, look at these numbers. Do these numbers. Check this. Join this bank account. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. And like I can't do nothing. I had a homeboy hit me up the other day and was like, man, I hope y'all really, really take off. Like stuff like that. I think as far as black people feel like they don't get support, especially small business. Matter of fact, whatever small business, a startup business, they feel like they don't get help from their friends. I think it's a problem. You're looking for a specific way for them to give you help. And that's the problem. You can't look at a specific way because everybody's not the same. You can't figure that everybody's you sell clothes, everybody's gonna buy your $23 shirt. For whatever reason, they might not have it. They might got enough bills, but they're the same one that one free shirt you gave them, they wear it every day. Like that's a walking billboard.
Telling people where to go.
Yeah, but some people don't understand that. This podcast right here is very small, but what people have realized is once you get into my friends and you share a product or a service, I continuously share that shit. Now, do I get that shit? Do we get that shit back as far as love and saying that podcast is? We don't get that shit. But I'm gonna be who I am, so I share that shit. Me and my brother always say we're trying to connect everything in South Carolina. We want the artists, music, the art of paintings. We want everything in South Carolina to join up. And that's kind of what our platform is. There's a lot of people represent, but it's like they tell us about the lack of support. But you got to understand where that support is coming from, what that support's trying to do. Each person that's trying to support you is doing it in a very different way. Yeah. So it's not going to be perceived the same, but people got to understand that shit.
And also, you starting a business, everybody want the instant win. Everybody want to grab the, be at the beach and find the bag with 20 keys of coke in it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not what it is. Anything that you're trying to build in a real way, you're gonna have to work for. And everybody ain't about that work. You feel me? So I get what you're saying. Just because we are connected don't mean that you have something that's gonna accentuate what I'm trying to do, and vice versa. But we don't want this to run too long. We try to keep this thing right at an hour, man. The most valuable commodity that anybody got, it ain't money, it's time. So we appreciate you sharing your time with us. I'm gonna give you a solo. Absolutely, and we're gonna definitely do it again because you just got a wealth of perspective and a wealth of knowledge that we need to share if you're down for it.
Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my phone charging, but since we're on the last leg, we good though. But yeah, though, anytime, man. You know what I'm saying? Just hit me up and let me know. Like I say, I want to apologize again for last time we were supposed to get up and I wasn't available. I had some things going on. But other than that, though, anytime you need me, anything you need me, if there's somebody you see on my social media that you want to interview or try to get an interview, holler at me. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I was going to say. Go ahead and tell people about 57. Give your social media.
Bring it back down.
All right, what's happening?
Voice shot. We're gonna do one for his people
in a real way.
We always do it. We acknowledge people in a real way because that's who are. So for your people, we don't get no backstory, but for your people recently, we're gonna take a shot.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Means a lot.
For sure. Like I said, man, go ahead, let people know where to find Area 57, how to get. You got the drip. You've had it for a long time. We just meeting, but your name is definitely making the rounds around the city about where to go to get your motherfucking closet together. So just tell people social media, location, whatever you want to tell them.
All right, yo, what up? You already know. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate these two guys. Keep on checking them out, everything else. Store name is Area 57. We in Columbia, South Carolina, 2 Notch Road, Columbia Place Mall. Don't let it fool you. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there right. You can't make it. The website is www.shoparea57sc.com. Don't go to the other websites. Make sure it got the SC at the end. You know what I'm saying? And it's the 57. It's not spelled out, nothing like that. So it's area. Just shoparea57.com. Come check me out. Let's get right. You know what I'm saying? If not, my social media is Mr. MR_Area 57. You can check me out on there. Facebook is Ali Snoopy Hicks. You know what I'm saying? But they got Snoopy messed up, so it's Snoohy or something like that. But just put in Ali Hicks, it'll definitely come up. Inbox me, hit me up. It don't matter. I'll make it happen for you. You know what I'm saying? Once again, you need me, come see me. I'll get you right. Keep you tight.
For sure, man. Again, we appreciate you for sharing your time with us, man. Y'all check out Area 57. I want to take the time to send a real apology out to Lit Lizzie Farms, CBD. She's another one of the partners, friends, family to the show. She had an event that we were supposed to go out and do some work for, and we couldn't make it. I'm not going to make no excuse for that, but in a real way, we appreciate all the connections that we make. And yeah, in a real way, we apologize for that. What you got for him, Caroline, on the way out?
I'm about to go pop up in his store and kick my legs up and just sit down. I ain't buying nothing. I ain't working. I'm going to come in there, find me a pinky ring and post up.
Come on, the jewelry store right next door. I'll help you design it out. I'll get you right.
I want to appreciate him, man. We scheduled something, and he hit me up. He's like, man, I ain't gonna be able to make it, but I do want to get to the next one. He got to the next one, and he just told us before we went live he had something to report, but he's like, man, I'm gonna stick to my word. So that says a lot about who you are as a person. And as my brother said, somebody told us about you, so that's how another way you know your name is getting mentioned when it comes to your business. So I appreciate you coming. Ray, you got an open chair. Definitely like this to put you on with another gentleman. I got one top of my head that I think it'd be a dope conversation. We had a dope conversation tonight, but just to add to the dope conversation, this is our vibe. Like this, what you see is what you get.
Send them my way.
Yeah, what you see is what you get. So I appreciate you coming on. Networks and Superpower. Y'all catch us every Wednesday for the Hummmpday Happy Hour Tap In, 8:35, and then we're gonna be on Fridays for Friday Night Lights or Friday Night Lights or Friday Night Lights. It all sounds the same when you got a drink in your hand. So that's the only thing that matters to me.
Hey man, look, this has been super dope, man. I'm Jay Walking III. That's Carolina Dirt 803. Appreciate you, Ali, Snoopy Hicks, and Area 57. Hey man, love the people who love you back, man. And until the next time, we gone, man. Y'all be easy.
All right, love and love. Salute, fellas.
All right.